Hey guys, this is Steph with Doubting with Dragons. Welcome back to the channel. I'm so glad that you guys are here today. I'm excited to share with you my October 2025 month in review. Um, a lot of crazy things happened this month. It is currently November, let's see, it is November 9th as I'm filming this. Excuse me. I'm getting over a bit of a cold, so that's why this video is a little bit later than I intended. October was a crazy month. So let me just get into it by sharing with you some of the projects I worked on, some whips that I've got going. In front of me here, these are some goodies that I picked up during the Drills and Chills event that I wanted to share with you. These are all new shops to me, and I don't typically buy a ton of diamond painting accessories. I'm big on my trays, and I do have kind of a growing collection of my pens for different ergonomics and things that we'll can talk about in another video. But in particular, this month is usually the time of year when I kind of branch out a little bit and maybe try a couple new things because we've got all these great sponsors for the event that offer discount codes, right? And my birthday is November 5th, so it's like right around the corner. So I can usually swing a little something. So I wanted to share with you some shops. So first of all, this is really cute. So this is by Flower Designs. It says, let's see if you can, this is Drills and Chills, Flower. And I believe they're based out of Florida. So that's kind of cool. And then this was the stacked pen. Now they have, that's really cute, isn't it? A little skeleton. They have offered different kinds of pens in the past. I've seen them. And I veered away from them because they look really short and like they would probably hurt my hands to use. But this was perfect when I saw this. And then this is their putty. I haven't been able to try out their putty yet. It is a little small amount, but it does smell really good. And it kind of has the consistency of alien putty. Oh yeah, I can smell it here. It's an interesting texture, and you can see it's a lot less fluffy when I kind of squish it down. Not as difficult to work with as the alien putty that I have. I have the galactic. That's the only one I ever got because it didn't really work very well with me. This is really cute though. I look forward to using this. Pretty much everything else I've used though. This is the pen, like I said. I do have a cat-eared single tip placer that I hot glue in here. It's easy to remove if you want to. And this is adorable. Here's the tray. The tray is really special because, see, I don't have nails, so I can't do this. But this is magnet, and this little cutie, so it matches the pen, the little guys on the pen. So you can switch on and off if you want to. Now the tray, the lid just kind of peels off. And there's another minder, or not a minder, the magnet right there. And then it just opens really easy here from the side. You can see that, and it's adorable because, look, it's got a little ghosty. He's adorable. I have used this tray. I really enjoyed it. The drills lined up really well in this. I have absolutely no complaints. It does fit on my tray tower, so that's a good thing. And then I just put this guy back on here, and he just kind of sits there, and it's super fun because sometimes I used him with a ghost, and then sometimes I use him with a skeleton. So, and the lid just kind of clacks back on, so that's really nice. So that was Flower Designs. Then I tried a new to me shop, another new to me shop, We Wax Crafts. We Wax Crafts. It looks like they have like a couple scents that they normally offer, and then they do like a monthly seasonal, which is their main I guess like their main thing that changes. I kind of kept an eye out because I missed the September scent, which was like a harvest apple, and it sounded like it would have been right up my alley. But I missed it, unfortunately, and they don't bring them back. So you can see I've used it quite a bit. This is something that I'll use my single placer and then just leave out on my desk because it smells really good. I'm not typically a wax user, actually. I have tried patty wax. I have tried a couple of different waxes from other companies and just never really had like a great experience. But I was so curious and I kept hearing how amazing this was. And this is really amazing. I live in Florida where it's often hot and humid, so our putties and waxes can be softer than most, and I stick to glue dots, usually my single placer and putty in my multi placer. And but these, and it's been cooling down a little bit, like it's in the 80s now, not the 90s, if that's cooling down a bit. But this wax worked really well and it smells amazing. So I was really happy to be able to try out that. Kind of going with that wax theme, these are from Pure Bliss Wax Company. And the label on this one's kind of funny. This one I got last month. These ones I got this month. And Hocus Pocus and Caramel Apple. And this one's probably my favorite smell. And as you can see, I've kind of dug a good chunk out of there. So I've used that one quite a bit. I would say that this consistency is it's very similar to the We Wax Crafts. It's maybe like a little bit harder of a wax. So you can see I've used those in my single placers, which is what they're designed to do. Now I do have some putty from this company, Pure Bliss. However, it is they put what they call like a dust on it to help. It's supposed to help keep it from being too sticky, but what it is it's fine mica glitter. And I found that, and I do have that putty sitting off over here in my putty holder. But I did find that it was just too messy for me. I did ask the shop owner, I let her know in case it was a fluke. She said no. During the summer months, it's pretty typical for that to be the case. It's just that it's usually helps with places where things are a little bit more hot and humid, maybe like Florida. But seeing as I live in hot and humid land, it just kind of like the glitter and everything just sort of like got all over my hands. It was all inside the bag. It was like everywhere. And I just decided to table it until I could just get a chance to maybe like roll it and mix it myself and then get it out of like the glitter bag so it wasn't shedding glitter and stuff all over the place. But I do look forward to trying the actual putty when I can manage it. These are from, this shop has been in the community for a while, and I've been meaning to try out their stuff. I just haven't. This is Creations Morin, or Creation Morin. I'm not sure how you want to say that. It is a Canadian company. I really like the design on this tray. This is one of their fall designs, and you can see their name right there. And I do have drills in here right now, so it is labeled. But basically it pops off like this, and you just put it back on, and the lid slides very easily on and off. And yeah, you can see it works really good. It's got that built-in washi tape hack. These are Diamond Art Club drills, so you can see how nicely that'll line up there. So yeah, so I did grab that tray, and then these guys were shown in Lindsay from Emeralds and Fairy Lights, her video, where she was spotlighting some shops for Drills and Chills, and these were supposed to be like putty holders. And you can see there's their shop names. And so I have actually a putty in here right now I'm working on with. This is from who is this from? Lady Lathe Creations Customs. Lady Lathe Customs. By Design. This is a putty that I received from an event that I was too sick to attend, but she sent me my goodie bag in the mail, so I'm really grateful for that. I really enjoy this putty. This is really, really good for those of us who are hard pressers or live in a super humid environment because it's really sticking. It sticks well and it's not too mushy. And you can actually, well, actually, no, you cannot tell, but it is a pretty nice chunk of putty, this size. So let me just share with you let's see. Yeah, it's about, if you can see here, it's about 2.5 inches by 2.5 inches. So I know that there's a couple other companies that are coming out with these putty holders, and the only thing that I'm concerned about is some of them are being marketed as like long-term storage, and I kind of just switch out the putty during a session that I'm using, or if I'm like diamond painting a lot for a couple of days in a row, I'll just leave it. But my main concern, I guess, in these kinds of cases would be, is the putty going to dry out? And I do realize that I could leave that little top sheet on here to help keep the moisture in. But I just had it out for like a couple of days, so I'm not worried about it. But long-term storage, I think I would still remain using the I would still use the baggies that they come in and just switch them out when I want a different flavor smell. So yeah, so this is, oh, and made in Canada. I love it. So yeah, so this is adorable. And then they made this available. I went in their Facebook group and I said, hey, you know, where are these really adorable putty holders? And the shop owners made them available to purchase on their own because they were so cute and in such high demand. So yeah, so that's Creations Morin and Lady Lathe Customs. That putty smells really good. It's very minty. So the next thing I want to show you is my actual only diamond painting finish for the month of October, and this was Soup Night by Jada Gem Shop and Rinlin. And as you can see, last time I think I was a little bit more than halfway through. This turned out absolutely adorable. You can see the drills are absolutely beautiful. I did have a lot of trash with the lighter colors. That just seems to be par for the course with some of Jade's lighter colors. In my experience. But anyway, so this just turned out absolutely adorable. And you can see like there is some minor gapping here. I could use the mica method to try to kind of flush that out. Oh, you can kind of see the, oh, these drills are kind of separating a little bit. I did have that issue on another canvas, actually also by the same artist, with Jade's materials. So normally I don't have a lot of issue with that, but yeah, but it looks really good. I mean, you can see this mushroom guy down here. He's got a lot of light colors, and he's got, you can see I didn't place them like 100% perfect because I'm not, oops, sorry for the bump there. I'm not a huge perfectionist when it comes to placing the drills. I mean, I want to get them straight. Don't get me wrong. I do try to get them straight, but I'm not going to fuss over things like this. I'm just not. So anyway, so this was a lot of fun. I did add some special colors just to the eyes. I added some Pixie 310s here on all of their eyes. That was pretty much all that I added to this one. It was a 50 centimeter by 50 centimeter, 59 colors, and I added the one. There were a couple glimmers charted already. So the only other thing about this I said was the drills were very trash bone and the printing on the canvas sometimes was blurry. That was, I almost considered sending Jade a message about that just to let her know, but since this was printed so long ago and this canvas isn't available anymore, I just thought, it's kind of a fluke. Like, I've worked on a lot of Jade's stuff and never had that issue before, so not really something I'm super worried about. It was cute artwork. Canvas was very sticky. That was really nice. I love the plastic cover sheet Jade provides. Yeah, all the eyes were changed to Pixie 310s. It said that I ran out of a non-trashy drill color, number 3765. I replaced it with 3799 in the upper right-hand corner of the canvas in the sky. That's right. Okay, so let me see if I can kind of find it for you. You can kind of tell because I replaced it, this gray right here. That's not what's charted. There. That is not what is charted. It was like a blue color that was charted there. Excuse me. You can see these right here. I think these darker blues were the colors that was charted. I'm pretty sure that was it. Yeah. And you know what? I just went with it because I was almost done with the canvas and trying to back you out here. Sorry about that. I just went with it because I was almost done with the canvas and it seemed like it actually kind of fit and it doesn't stick out too bad. So I wasn't worried about it. I know that I could have asked Jade for more drills. I did look through my spares and she would have hooked me up, but I was flexible. It was the first time that's happened. So let me get out my other projects. Alrighty, so the next project that I started and finished in the month of October was something brand new to me, which is actual cross stitching. I've never done a cross stitching project before or a pattern, so this is my first one. I picked up the materials from Michaels. This is the Michaels brand Ada. It's supposed to be 14 count, and I guess according to some of my cross stitch friends that this is like really kind of low quality. It's not supposed to be as see-through as big, but honestly it was great to learn on. And as you can see, our little Portland frog friend looks pretty cool. I got this pattern free from a Facebook group who was trying to raise different awarenesses about social issues. And I messed up and I placed too much between the P and the I here. So I added a little jalapeno pepper there because I was too lazy to. They actually call it frogging when you pull out stitches to redo them, and I didn't want to do that. So I just kind of went with it. This has ignited a new interest for me because I do a lot of like cross stitch conversion projects here on my channel that I do anyway. And so being able to do it in another form is kind of a cool idea. So yeah, so this is what the back looks like for my very first project. I think it turned out great and I'm excited to try a new one. So that was my only other finish during this month. Now, I do have something else that is not diamond painting related. This is a paint by number that I showed you guys. I unboxed with you guys. I believe last month in September. So not last month was October, but this is September. This is an Artist Loft paint by numbers. And you can tell it's got a lot of like, I need to go back over this. Normally I can get these done, in a couple of weeks, but I got a lot of pain in my neck when I was working on this actually. And I did change up this pumpkin a little bit. You can see like he had some like weird situations going on. Like some of the coloring was kind of weird and it came out really patchy. And I haven't, normally when I finish one of these up, I'll go back over it and like really clean it up as far as things that bug me or blend more colors together. But I just sort of lost my momentum for this as the month wore on. And I'm not going to say I got burned out from Halloween projects, but like I had to work on helping my son with his Halloween costume, and then we had a guest come and stay with us, our friend. So it was kind of a lot towards the end of the month. So I just kind of lost my gumption for it. So I'm kind of hoping that I'll pick it back up again this month. I do still have some whips going into the month that I still have. Like I still have my R2D2 panel cross stitch conversion. I haven't touched that. I have not touched Waterway Wanderers, which I actually have with me here. This is a cross stitch pattern that is being done as a stitch along from Flossy Fox shop, and the materials are from Jada Gem shop. So this is how far I got this month. They have released this dragon right here. I just haven't caught up to doing it, but I started this and got this far. The drills feel amazing. I just love Jay's materials. They're so amazing. So yeah, so this has been fun. I'm going to finish this up next time, but the next part of the pattern, this part is supposed to be released tomorrow because it's the 10th of every month. So should be November 10. And I kind of like that better because then I kind of like, I can just like do a whole thing here. And then when it's time, do the next whole thing. So I think what I'm going to do for this, because we do have jingle drills coming up and I do want to do some holiday stuff. So what I'm hoping to do is when she releases the other part here, I'm going to like, hopefully I will catch up on this by December. And then because December is bound to be crazy, I figure December 10th, and then January 10th will give us the last of the pattern. So then I'll just finish it up in January after I get the last 2 bits. But yeah, but I did kind of catch up a little bit. I'm sort of there, 2/3 of the way there right now as far as what's been released. It's been a lot of fun. The drills are really cute, and I'm just having a blast doing that. So that's been a lot of fun. So I did start that and make a lot of headway on it before our guest came, and he came the week of Halloween. So between all the stuff going on with my son and getting ready for that, plus his visit, I didn't touch diamond painting. So I still have the same amount here for Waterway Wanderers. This is my whip. Now, here in Florida, this week is the start of manatee season, and what that means is that the outside temperatures start cooling down, the water gets a little bit chillier out at the ocean, so they head inward, inland, more inland, and we get to see them more. So this is a lot of fun. Sometimes I have gone places where you could see them and paddle, and I've done that. I've never gotten terribly close. Last week we did get kind of close, unbeknownst to us until it was almost too late, to a 10-foot alligator in the river. That was fun. So yeah, we did get to do some kayaking this month. So that is another hobby of mine that I don't get to do very often. And the last thing I wanted to show you was this. So this is my next whip. This is Eternal Spring, right? Eternal Spring by Christina Yen and Diamond Art Clubs at Six Leaf Closer Studios, and that is what I have kitted up in the tray tower behind me. This kit is it's very detailed. There is a lot of confetti in this, and it's big. Okay, yep, it's still going. It's big. So here's Mama Dragon at the top with her beautiful antler tree head thing going on. And I think I did. I unboxed this one on the channel. So ooh, shoot, that was a drill tray, and it flopped over and did not open. Cool. So anyway, this is a new release, and I get these new releases a lot of us do, and be like, oh, I want to work on it right now. And usually I just don't, because I'm already working on something, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'll work on it later. And then, you put it away, and then another new release comes, and then pretty soon it comes down to you're done with your whip, and then you're like, oh, what am I going to work on? Am I going to work on that one, or am I going to work on another one? There's several that I know this year I've unboxed and been like, I need to work on this one next. Well, this time I decided to treat myself and actually do it, because I don't usually do that. I've been working through older ones or for events or whatever. So this has been really fun to work on this. So you can kind of see the baby dragon here, and the next one right here in the tail. This, by the way, is a canvas roller from Carissa's Craft Corner. Highly recommend that shop. I will link to that product in the description box. But as you can see, the drills are lining up really nicely. It's been really nice to work with these little bursts of color. I do have to say that when I'm down here looking at this canvas, I could not tell what I was doing here. I couldn't. I was so close to it that I was like, what is that? Until I left and came back and saw, oh yeah, it's that baby whelp. Cool. Okay. And oh yeah, these are flowers. Okay, cool. So this really is one that, like most diamond art and paint by numbers, you do need to look at it from a little bit of a distance, and it looks incredible. So I'd highly recommend this canvas. As far as November, so it is the 9th today. This will probably go up tomorrow, the 10th. I don't have any huge plans besides Jingle Drills starts November 15th. So if you guys are joining in on that, I would love to hear what are your choices, what are your canvases. I did not pick up any of the Diamond Art Club holiday Christmas releases because, number one, I am on a low buy. Number two, I have plenty of Christmas canvases to work on from years past that I've been meaning to get to for years, and I already picked up a couple from Michael's that I'm really excited about for this year. So Yeah, so I'll be talking about that in my next unboxing. So yeah, let me know what you're going to work on though. What did you guys work on and finish this month? I'm curious to hear how everybody's drills and chills turned out. Did you guys win anything? Is there any like winners out there that are listening? That'd be kind of cool to hear like what you got and how that went and how exciting that was. So yeah, just leave me a comment in the description box below if you like this sort of thing. Mostly I do diamond painting here on my channel, but in my month in reviews, I figured I'd bring up different whips and projects that maybe I had worked on and finished, and some new to me or even just goodies that I pick up during the month. So let me know what you guys think. Hit the subscribe if you want to see more from me. It's a free way. It doesn't cost you anything. Kind of lets when there's a new video. I do apologize for a little bit of a hiatus there, having a guest and then getting sick. That was no fun. So that definitely put a wrench into my plans. Anyway, I hope you guys have a good one, and I look forward to hearing back from you on the next one. We'll see ya. Bye.